Now that it has been a minute since the ROG Ally X has been out, and I've had more time to use the device, longer experiences with it, been able to really test its battery life, I've really come to an understanding and really crystallized how I feel about the device. And there is one thing that really does prevent me from recommending this device, because in all respects, it's an amazing device. It has some of the best battery life possible on these PC handhelds. Now class-leading performance. And I think this will probably go down as one of the best redesigns of a handheld we've ever had. But there is just one thing that prevents me from recommending this device very wholeheartedly, and that's the price. At $800, it really is a tough sell. One of the many benefits of buying the ROG Ally X is that it offers class-leading performance in its category. There are zero other PC handhelds that offer this level of performance, but there are a handful of handhelds that offer similar performance. Not the same, but close enough for government work, I guess. And that's the original ROG Ally, the Legion Go, and much further down, the Steam Deck. And those are close enough to the point where $800 is a bit of a tougher pill to swallow, because if you can buy the original ROG Ally with the Z1 Extreme right now for like $350, I don't see why you would want to buy the ROG Ally X. Sure, much better battery life, like 10-15% better FPS performance in games, but to me, $800 is frankly an insane amount to be spending on a dedicated gaming handheld that will quickly be outdated when the next generation of handhelds come out later this year, early next year. So to me, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to buy this device. It's a stopgap solution in between what will be eventually better, much better handhelds. I recently made a video talking about comparing the Steam Deck to a commensurately priced gaming laptop. And you can buy both a Steam Deck and a proper gaming laptop for less than what the ROG Ally X costs. And I think, to me, that is the most glaring of problems, because no matter how awesome the ROG Ally X is, it's just so expensive. And that was my biggest problem with a lot of iNeo's stuff, because while their hardware was phenomenal, when most of their devices cost $1,000, it simply isn't realistic to buy those devices, because you aren't buying from a brand that most people will recognize. It doesn't have the same level of support you would get from a larger scale company, and shipping and stock is very dependent on time. And the sheer fact you won't be able to find these devices in stores like Best Buy is clear for a lot of people for not to buy it. That's just the hurdle that they have. If you can't see it or you can't buy it at a store, why buy it at all? And I get that perspective, but for me, the biggest hurdle for those devices was always price. They are so expensive, and that's not that much more than what an ROG Ally X costs. And I still have the same problem. I think my maximum price to be spending on one of these handhelds is about $600, and that is what the original base model ROG Ally was. Granted, it was with a Z1 non-extreme, and that was only just barely better than a Steam Deck, sometimes worse than a Steam Deck. So not a great example, but the fact that they offered it is what mattered most, is giving a more affordable option. Because the Steam Deck can max all the way out at like $600, almost $700. And even that is a very tough sell for me, because I love the Steam Deck, but I would not spend almost $700 on a Steam Deck. That is just impractical. But what I would do is buy a Steam Deck and a gaming laptop, and then boom, you have best of both worlds. You have portable gaming when you need it, and whenever you want to play Windows titles or just have better performance than a Steam Deck, you have a gaming laptop that you probably bought used, which is what I would recommend if you wanted to sort of do this idea that I have, is having a gaming laptop and a Steam Deck to compensate for the fact that the Steam Deck isn't quite as powerful as something like the Ally X, but it's Windows, so that also is another problem. So you get a gaming laptop used, so to make up the difference in terms of performance, and you should have a better overall gaming experience than you would with the Ally X. And having a gaming laptop and a Steam Deck just seems to be like the better idea. It allows an extra degree of flexibility because you still have the portable gaming, which is awesome to have, because that's one of the main features of the ROG Ally. It offers this amazing performance and endurance in a portable handheld, which is phenomenal. And the Steam Deck is an amazing handheld, though has the limitation of running SteamOS, so you can't play all your favorite titles that aren't compatible with SteamOS, and that can be a problem for some people. But that's why in this setup, you would be having a gaming laptop, because that would be able to make up for all the games you can't play or don't have on Steam on the Steam Deck. So it covers you both ways. If you want a better overall gaming experience in terms of FPS and performance and whatnot, you have the gaming laptop. If you want a portable experience, though slightly compromised in terms of performance and overall game compatibility, you have the Steam Deck. And I feel like that's a fair compromise, and you should be able to achieve that for less than an ROG Ally X. I'll be able to purchase the laptop I use for this video for just shy of $300. It has a Ryzen 7 3740H, which is a decent enough processor, and it has a GTX 1660 Max-Q, and that's a good enough performance. It's not like you're going to be able to play Cyberpunk at ultra details, but you weren't going to be able to do that anyways on the ROG Ally X. So being able to compromise that experience a little bit to save some coin, to me, is fine. Getting this laptop will allow you to play most games at high to medium settings and have an overall enjoyable experience. Much better experience than you would be having on the ROG Ally X. And if you wanted that portable experience, you would have it with the Steam Deck. And to basically surmise my point at the title, that is my biggest problem with the ROG Ally X. The price. The price is simply too high for me to recommend this to most people, when you can buy a Steam Deck and a used gaming laptop and overall have a much better gaming experience. Or if you just wanted one handheld and that's it, you could just buy an old ROG Ally or a Legion Go on sale, which both would be, to me, a much better value than what the ROG Ally X has. Because irregardless of all of its amazing features, you're going to have to pay $800 for that. And not any of those features are, for me, good enough to warrant spending $800 on this device. To me, it's just simply too expensive. But I get that some people might be okay with that because it has certain features that are amazing, like dual Thunderbolt 4 ports, so you no longer need ASUS's proprietary external GPU connector, which was incredibly overpriced. So now you can use cheaper alternatives, which could be very important for some people. And if you simply don't have the space for a gaming laptop, the ROG Ally X has a much better battery life, so you would be able to play for much longer than you would before. That's like there's 0 point in buying the ROG Ally X, but to me, and for when I recommend it to people, it's going to be hit with that huge asterisk of it has a pretty steep price tag when you could do something a little bit more creative and requires a bit more tinkering and overall just planning to do this, but you could buy a Steam Deck and a gaming laptop. It covers both scenarios. I would love to hear what you guys think about this though. Would you buy a Steam Deck and a gaming laptop to cover what the ROG Ally X offers, or would you want one device that does it all, instead of trying to divide that to save some money? I would love to hear what you guys think about this down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media garbage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.